Hey guys, it's Gigi. It is August the 12th, 2025. I hope everyone is having a terrific Tuesday. I came on here today because I wanted to talk about distractions. The first distraction that I want to talk about is the DC takeover. As many of you know, I'm a native Washingtonian, and this federal takeover that is happening right now is just really weird, and I think it's a distraction. First of all, you talk about a Doge employee who was assaulted.
President Trump is threatening a federal takeover of D.C. after police say a former Doge employee was brutally beaten in the nation's capital.
Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington with the latest for us. Lucas?
Well, good morning, Ainsley. Big balls bloodied. The 19-year-old former Doge staffer beaten by a violent mob of minors in the nation's capital in a popular part of town. According to police, a 15-year-old male and a 15-year-old female were arrested and charged with unarmed carjacking. The attack prompting President Trump to post, "Crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. Local, quote, youths and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16 years old, are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent citizens. The most recent victim was beaten mercilessly by local thugs. Trump warned if crime is not dealt with properly, he may be forced to take over."
Somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Did he say big balls? What I thought was interesting is that he did not mention the other male who was defending a patron at a club and was killed.
So I have the mom here, of course, and, she lost the dad a long time ago. So Akim has been the man of the house, taking care of his mother and his little sister. And he's a really good guy.
Yeah. Justice for my son.
And they tell me something so important to this family. Somebody that is like the head help of this family, is the leader of this family.
Justice for my son. Those are really the only words Felinda Peters-John could manage to get out less than 24 hours after she says her son, Akim Toure, was fatally shot on New Jersey Avenue Northwest last night. In fact, they say he died saving a complete stranger from harm's way. Family members say Toure stepped in to protect a woman who was a stranger before being shot outside the Yotel Hotel. The shooting reportedly took place in a parking garage. Family members say Toure worked in the IT field and was working to develop new apps. By Monday morning and afternoon, the family members poured into the family's home in Riverdale. We're told the family is from Sierra Leone in southern Africa.
And this all happened in the same week, or around the same time. So I thought that was interesting because even though that is a Doge employee, this guy lost his life. It would have been bigger to talk about this guy that lost his life for doing the exact same thing, helping a woman. And DC is out of hand. Yes, it is. I am a native Washingtonian, but I don't live in DC. Many of the Black Americans in this area left DC years ago. That's why you have a PG county, because there was a mass migration out of DC years ago. So I really just don't buy this DC takeover. It sounds like a great thing, and if I felt like it was a sincere thing, I would be behind it, but I don't feel like it's sincere. But we'll see, because it looks like it's on its way, which there's an issue. There's an issue in DC. I will admit it. I don't hang out in the city like I did. I'm a lot older now, so it's like I don't do the things that I used to do. It's kind of like a different city than it was when even I grew up. But yeah, this DC takeover I think it's a distraction. I mean, it's like, okay, you can federalize DC, but for this violence, but what about Virginia? I mean, Virginia, they're having an issue with missing children. And let's talk about it, the world is having an issue with missing children.
Update on all of the missing children in Virginia right now. It has now gone up to 50 missing children in the last 2 weeks. If you read this, it says something is happening in Virginia. If you look at the missing kids reports, no Amber Alerts have been issued for the kids. Over 50 kids have gone missing in the past 2 weeks.
So, what's really ironic? The Virginia State Police put out a news article where they are debunking these internet rumors of a statewide mass kidnapping. But if you listen to the TikTokers or the YouTubers, they're not saying that it was a statewide mass kidnapping. They're saying that there are 50 kids plus that have been missing in the state of Virginia since June of 2025. So the way that they worded it in this article makes me suspicious. because it's almost like they're trying to mislead people. But I have here, and you can see on the screen, the missing and exploited children in Virginia. There are 380 records, and if you go through the records, there are plenty of children who have been placed on this list starting in June and July of 2025. And so why would they put out that information? Because that information is actually more misleading than the TikTokers and the YouTubers who are making these videos. Clock that. Distracted us over here to the federalization of Washington, D.C. when you have all these missing children out there. You won't release this supposed Epstein list. I don't think that it has to be released anyway. I think if you have the flight logs, you pretty much know the list. Now, there might be people, and I just feel that. I feel that any of his clients were on the flight logs, period. Now, there might be some that, avoided getting put on the flight logs somehow. Maybe they took a boat. But I believe that the flight logs are the list, his client list. They are that's the list. So anyway, but you still have this operation going on, guys. It's still going on. It's still going on. I never believed Epstein was killed in that cell or committed suicide, but I don't even believe he's dead. Never did. If he is, so be it. I'm wrong. I believe he got out. You know how they talked about him having all these passports, and he had one for Afghanistan, but he probably went to Afghanistan. Maybe had some cosmetic surgery and is living his best life. And so, that's what I believe about that. But again, this is a distraction, this DC federalization stuff. It's a distraction. And I voted for Trump, so please don't take this as I voted for Trump since Trump ran for office. Since 2016, I have voted for Trump. Yeah, DC is out of hand. Yep, it is. It's out of control. It is. And something needs to be done. But I still don't believe that the motive of what they're doing is sincere. I think it's just something that they can use to make it seem like they're doing something in a place where something needs to be done. But it was always their, plan. And maybe not. Maybe they'll drop it in 4 years when he leaves. I guess not. If they put it into law, it'll be like that forever. And so anyway, I just think it's a distraction. And I think they should pay attention to this. This is the bigger story in the DMV, if you ask me. You have all these kids missing. In Virginia alone, you have kids missing in DC. You have kids missing in Maryland. Isn't that the bigger picture? Wasn't Jeffrey Epstein attached to that crime? To those crimes? Those are crimes against humanity. Those are crimes against children and our orphans, a lot of orphans. And you know what God says about orphans and widows. So he pays attention to how we treat orphans. So all of these kids missing, a lot of them are in foster care and stuff. Some of them are in homes and, but a lot of them are in foster care. So my point is, okay, you're federalizing DC. How convenient. How convenient. They probably wanted DC anyway. You have the White House, you have the president, you have all these federal agencies. I mean, this is the political hub of the country, of the United States. So it does deserve to look and be a certain way. I still believe it's just being done at this time because it's just being used as a distraction to get us off of the fact that the bigger crime is still going on out there. And it's going on right now in Virginia, in Maryland, in DC, in so many other states. It's way bigger than your Doge employee being assaulted because he helped a woman. He has his life. There was a young man that lost his. So I don't buy it. So that's the first distraction. And that's what I feel about this DC takeover. The crime in DC is terrible. In the DMV, but especially in DC, it's getting terrible. So yeah, something has to be done. So we'll see, but I still think that it's just very convenient. But yeah, that's what I feel about the federalization of Washington, D.C. It's convenient. God is judging us for this. The world is not understanding. He's judging us. And so when you hear Celestial, that Master's Prophecy blog, and you hear all of the destruction and damnation that comes out of there on the earth, I'm here to tell you that she's not lying. She's not lying. There are a lot of people who work in the ministry of prophecy. Nobody likes a prophet. I've been told that all my life. Nobody likes the prophet. So most prophets are low key. So when you have these people who come out and they're always prophesying and God's talking to them constantly, you're a little skeptical. But I asked the Most High about Celestial, the Master's Prophecy. What he said to me was that she needs to be told or reminded that I'm the good news. And so a lot of her prophecy, I've even seen. The adversary has people who can do things supernaturally, like in the Bible when Moses and the wizard, Pharaoh's wizard, turned their staffs into snakes, that story. And then, Moses had to turn his staff into a snake and just eat them all up. The adversary has people out here who know some things and who can tell and foresee. So I don't know. But when I did ask the Most High about her, he told me that she has forgotten that I am the good news. And so I think that's what her issue is. She's telling the truth. This world is going to be judged, and you're going to be judged. We're going to be judged because of how we have allowed the world to be. It's the very exact same prophecy that God gave me back in 2020, and you can go back and look at it. It's on BitChute. A lot of my stuff was taken down, but it's the same thing. It's like, for me, God hasn't said anything much different. He's not, these people, the people that we're looking at that are in these spaces that we keep talking about constantly. Oh my God, how long do we have to talk about all of the wicked people of the world? They've already been judged, guys. Those people made choices a long time ago. They chose to worship who they will, and they're living their life. They're getting what they were supposed to get out the deal. They've already been judged. What is happening right now is God is judging you and me. He's judging the land, because we just sit back and talk about celebrities and people who mean absolutely nothing to any of us when it all comes down to it. But the children do. We're going to be responsible for them. These people, they make their choice. So let them live out their choices. God gives all of us choices. My point is, what we're going to be responsible for is the things that we're not paying attention to, like these kids. Yet, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about taking over DC because a Doge employee got beat up. The guy that still lives, that guy got beat up, but he still lives. If he was real and not a robot.